A very good evening to all of you and welcome to the news here on Sabha TV. You're watching news at 6 where we get you the day's top developing stories from India and across the world. In the capital itself, news developing at the moment, perhaps after a wait of almost 9 months, we may be seeing perhaps names for the chiefs of the CIC and CVC. Details of that ahead. I'm Tracy Shilchi and here are the headlines. Prime Minister Modi to chair a meeting this evening to decide on chiefs of the Central Information Commission and the Central Vigilance Commission. The last meeting had remained inconclusive. Karnataka government decides to move Supreme Court to challenge Tamil Nadu Chief Minister Jayalalitha's acquittal in the disproportionate assets case. No differences with Nitish Kumar, says RJD Chief Lalu Prasad. Though his party says the Chief Minister candidate can be decided later, Congress has already hinted that it's ready to back Nitish again for the top job. President Pranab Mukherjee meets members of the Indian community in Stockholm on the first leg of his two-nation visit. Will hold talks with the Swedish leadership later today. And cricketing greats Sachin Tendulkar, Saurav Ganguly and VVS Lakshman are inducted into the BCCI's newly constituted Cricket Advisory Panel. They are mandated to guide the board in all matters related to the game. Our top story, Prime Minister Narendra Modi is chairing a meeting to decide who will be the next CVC and the CIC. The meeting is being attended by Home Minister Rajnath Singh, Finance Minister Arun Jaitley, Leader of the Congress in the Lok Sabha Mallikarjun Kharge and Minister of State for Personnel Jitendra Singh. The last meeting, remember, of the panel that was held on the 23rd of May had remained inconclusive.
After an inconclusive meeting last week, a panel led by PM Narendra Modi is meeting to decide on the chiefs of Central Vigilance Commission and Central Information Commission on Monday. After the last meeting, the government said a final decision would be taken soon. The Department of Personnel and Training has said that the process of appointment has already started.
As a follow-up of that, we had a court appearance a couple of days back and the court has given us the green signal to go ahead.
However, Congress leader Mallikarjun Kharge, who is also present in the meeting, remains sceptical about a definite outcome. Earlier, the Supreme Court permitted the centre to go ahead with the selection and appointment of the key posts. It also asked the centre to furnish the details of the appointment procedure. The post of the CVC has been lying vacant since Pradeep Kumar retired in September in 2014. The post of CIC is also lying vacant since Rajiv Mathur's tenure ended on August 22, 2014. The government has now received over 100 applications for the two posts. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Alright, so for more on what's developing at the moment, we've got Kriti Mishra, who's our correspondent, joining us from outside the PM's residence, where at the moment the meeting is on. Kriti, if you could give us an indication of what exactly are we seeing happening there, who all have finally come for that meeting?
Right, absolutely. The meeting, the high-powered meeting for the appointment of CVC and CIC is still going on at 7 RCR, the official residence of Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi. We just saw Home Minister Rajnath Singh, Finance Minister Arun Jaitley and leader of the largest party in the Lok Sabha, Mallikarjun Kharge, meet here for deciding who would be the next CVC and the CIC. Remember, these posts have been lying vacant since last year, and Supreme Court, for that matter, had held embargo on the appointment of CVC, which it cleared on the May 13th, clearing the decks for the appointment of CVC. And we would be expecting decision very soon. And the last meeting that was held on 23rd May remained inconclusive. So let's hope this time around the nation gets the CVC and the CIC. Back to you.
Alright, so the indications are that perhaps today we would be seeing some names being floated. Any indication of who they could be? And also, what were the reasons particularly of the meeting last time being inconclusive?
Right, for the post of CVC, the government has received more than 203 applications, and for the post of Information Commissioner, more than 553 applications have been received. The government, of course, has to shortlist the names. And as far as the CVC is concerned, more than 130 applications had been received last time around. But on May 23rd, when the members had met, when the panel had met, there were few glitches there were few apprehensions that leader of the largest party, Mallikarjun Kharge, had. So Jitendra Singh, the DOPT, the MOS DOPT, last time also said that he would get clear indications and he would get clear details of who would be the next CVC and the CIC. Back to you.
All right, Kriti, thanks so much for joining us with those details. We'll come back to you, of course, as when we get more details emerging from that meeting. Meanwhile, let's head on to the other big story we're tracking today. The Karnataka government finally decided to appeal against the High Court verdict acquitting Tamil Nadu Chief Minister Jayalalitha in the disproportionate assets case. It will now file a special leave petition in the Supreme Court. Jayalalitha, remember, was acquitted last month of all corruption charges in the 19-year-old case, following which she returned as the Chief Minister of the state.
The Karnataka government will challenge the High Court verdict which acquitted Jayalalitha in a corruption case last month. On the advice of the state's Advocate General, the Karnataka cabinet decided to move Supreme Court on the matter.
The special prosecutor appointed on the direction of the Supreme Court has opined, has given an opinion positively to file an appeal against the acquittal of the Jayalalitha. Likewise, even the Advocate General and the Law Department, all the three have concurred with the opinion of the special prosecutor, and now today the cabinet has decided to file an appeal against the acquittal order.
Only point is there is reversing judgment. Trial court has taken one view, appellate court has taken another view. Now the government has decided to file an appeal. The matter will finally be decided by the Supreme Court.
The High Court had earlier acquitted Jayalalitha of all charges in the disproportionate assets case. 3 other convicts, including her close aide Sasikala Natarajan, were also given a clean sheet by the High Court. The fresh legal challenge comes 9 days after Jayalalitha returned as the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu. She has recently decided to contest by-polls from RK Nagar to meet the 6-month deadline to get re-elected as an MLA to keep her CM post. Bureau Report for Rajya Sabha Television.
And talking of a crucial CM post at a time when the Janata Parivar merger seemed to have hit a roadblock over preparations for Bihar polls, RJD Chief Lalu Prasad has come out saying he does not have any difference with Bihar Chief Minister Nitish Kumar. There have been reports, remember, of differences within the Janata Parivar constituents over projecting Nitish as the chief ministerial candidate for the polls. Interestingly, RJD's reaction comes a day after Congress hinted that they are ready to back Nitish Kumar for the top job again.
Only 2 days ago, they did not share the dais at a rally in Bihar, triggering speculation of a logjam in the merger of JDU and RJD ahead of crucial state election. RJD Chief Lalu Prasad ruled out any difference with Chief Minister Nitish Kumar. Apart from seat-sharing deals, there were reportedly differences within the alliance whether to back Nitish Kumar as the chief ministerial candidate for the forthcoming Bihar Assembly polls. Scoffing at such reports, RJD claimed that there is no difference within the parties and that Nitish Kumar seems a choice for the CM's post, but only for now.
हम लोगों में नीतीश कुमार में जदयू में और हमारे दल में कोई मतभेद नहीं है। पॉजिटिव बात चल रही है, पॉजिटिव।
मुख्यमंत्री हैं ही तो उनको अब कौन चीज का चेहरा बना दिया जाए, से हम पूछना चाहते हैं। आने वाला विधानसभा में जिसका बहुमत होगा वो होगा, और आगे वाला में मैदान खाली रहेगा तब ना सब लोग आजमाइश करेंगे। अनत एक आदमी है तो जितना वोट है वो घट जाएगा।
Earlier, Congress said that it may back Nitish Kumar for the top job in the assembly polls if RJD and JDU fail to stitch up an alliance.
नीतीश कुमार जी एक अच्छे मुख्यमंत्री हैं और हम लोगों ने उनके और उनके कहने पर 3-3 बार सपोर्ट किया है जेडीयू की सरकार को। जब नीतीश जी मोदी जी से अलग हुए उस समय भी हमने उनको सपोर्ट किया, नीतीश कुमार जी को। जब उन्होंने जीतन राम मांझी जी को अपना उत्तराधिकारी बनाया तब भी हम लोगों ने उनको सपोर्ट किया, और फिर जब नीतीश जी दोबारा मुख्यमंत्री हुए तब भी हमने उनको सपोर्ट किया। हमारी नजर में नीतीश जी एक अच्छे मुख्यमंत्री हैं और स्वाभाविक रूप से अच्छे मुख्यमंत्री नहीं होते तो हम उनको सपोर्ट कैसे करते।
The Janata Parivar was formed in order to come up as a strong alternative to BJP in Bihar. It remains to be seen whether RJD and JDU emerge united to fight as a unit in the Bihar polls under the Janata Parivar banner. Bureau Report for Rajya Sabha TV.
All right, for an in-depth analysis of this situation developing there in Bihar, we've got Sanjay Singh, who's the political editor of First Post, joining us in studio this evening. Sanjay, thanks so much for joining us. Give us a sense, really, is it the Congress scare that has eventually reduced Lalu Prasad to come out and say he's got no differences with Nitish?
See, Congress's virtual declaration that they are going to support Nitish Kumar as chief ministerial candidate and they are backing his projection as chief ministerial candidate is very interesting. The fact remains that Congress for long wanted to align with Nitish Kumar and JDU since the time Nitish Kumar was a partner with BJP. That's a long story. But saying so at this juncture makes the whole Janata Parivar merger story and alliance story very interesting. Janata Parivar merger was considered to be a done deal long back, say 6-8 months back. And Mulayam Singh Yadav was nominated as leader of that particular party. Samajwadi Janata Dal was to be name of that party, and subsequently differences emerged on question of assets, on question of party symbol, on question of name, on question of leadership.
Yes.
There were some who felt that Nitish Kumar, who was kind of who was pushing for this merger, was actually going to be leader in years to come, and mantle of, say, Mulayam Singh Yadav or Deve Gowda and O.P. Chautala is in jail, and therefore Nitish Kumar was to emerge as natural leader. Lalu Prasad Yadav was not very comfortable with that. The whole idea of merger came when, after in the wake of parliamentary election results, the kind of verdict that was given by people. And also, don't forget, then Jitan Ram Manjhi happened to be Chief Minister of Bihar.
Yes.
Subsequently, things changed.
Yes.
Nitish Kumar came back as Chief Minister and therefore became natural leader who would be projected, since he is serving Chief Minister, naturally he'll go to the polls as leader of the alliance or merged Janata Parivar. And therefore, these differences between Nitish Kumar and Lalu Prasad Yadav is coming up. Even otherwise, if you look at Samajwadi tradition, the merger is very rare in their DNA. Fissures and division is kind of norm. And here, this is a classic case where Samajwadi Janata Party splits even before coming up as an entity.
To the BJP, and that's right. If you could very quickly also give us a sense, Sanjay, of, what really is that Jitan Ram Manjhi role going to play? Is the RJD going to play that to some extent, make it a little dirty in the future? Would we see that Mahadalit vote card being tossed around in front of Nitish Kumar?
See, what has happened in this last 3-4 months, Jitan Ram Manjhi has emerged as leader, as a player in Bihar politics. He was not a big leader, but subsequently, as things unfolded, Jitan Ram Manjhi suddenly became a rallying force for Mahadalits. And also, the BJP has been pushing Jitan Ram Manjhi to the hilt, backing him to the hilt. Lalu Prasad Yadav is also talking with Jitan Ram Manjhi. And in recent conclave, Lalu Yadav said that he wants to form an alliance with Jitan Ram Manjhi, with NCP, with CPI, CPM, MALE, CPI-ML, and of course, JDU. That situation is not comfortable with JDU. The key question out there in merger or alliance, now since Congress has also come up, as to who will fight on how many seats.
Yes.
Merger now is not an issue. Alliance now is an issue. Who is a bigger party?
Yes.
The question is, if Janata Dal and RJD fight on equal seats, then, and also Congress pitches in, which means that the two parties would virtually contest roughly around 100 seats, JDU and RJD, because 243 is real numbers. Last time Nitish Kumar had 110 plus in the assembly. If Nitish Kumar kind of does not get to contest even that number of seats, many people would see that as a setback to Nitish Kumar.
Okay.
If these parties have to come together, in the process, Nitish Kumar has to lose a lot in terms of numbers, in terms of clout. Because Lalu Prasad Yadav, don't remember, has only 24 seats, 24 MLAs in current assembly. Congress has only 4. Nitish Kumar obviously is chief minister. And therefore, this permutation and combination, posturing, Raghuvansh Prasad Singh, Lalu Prasad Yadav's key lieutenant says something else, Lalu says something else.
And it's not the end of it. We'll perhaps be seeing more statements more backflips. You never know, flip-flop on statements. It's just the beginning. Thanks so much, Sanjay Singh, for joining us and, giving us an idea of what really is going on there at the moment and what we can expect in days to come. Thank you so much. Meanwhile, heading on with more news, and President Pranab Mukherjee is in Sweden on the first leg of a two-nation tour. He met members of the Indian community in Stockholm this morning ahead of bilateral meetings with the leadership. Here's more.
It's the first ever visit by an Indian head of state to Sweden, an effort to reach out and strengthen ties with the Scandinavian welfare state. And the warmth was visible on the other side too. Crown Princess Victoria was there to receive the president at the airport. Scandinavian-style pageantry continued, with King Carl XVI Gustaf and Queen Sylvia receiving him at the Royal Mews, from where he was taken on a horse-drawn cortege to the Royal Palace for the ceremonial welcome. On Monday, his first stop, a meeting with the Indian community in Stockholm. President Mukherjee lauded their spirit of adaptation to the land they lived in, terming them India's worthy ambassadors.
Many of you have come many years ago. We had economic relationship with Sweden in the early part of the last century. Many Swedish companies were established in India.
India is looking at building bridges in key areas during President Mukherjee's visit. He'll be meeting the Prime Minister Stefan Löfven on areas of India-Sweden synergy. A slew of agreements on sustainable development, scientific research and renewable energy are expected to be signed. President Mukherjee leaves Sweden for Belarus on Tuesday. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha Television.
With that, a quick break here. Still ahead, US and Vietnam announced new deals to expand military ties amid the South China Sea row. Details ahead. Welcome back. Let's get you the latest now on the weather front. Monsoon has missed its usual date of 1st of June with India, and the Met Department says it may arrive in the southern Kerala coast in the next 4 to 5 days. Now, while scattered rains in some parts of northern India have brought relief from intense heat for the past few weeks, there seems to be no respite for the southern states yet. Here are the details.
Some parts of the northern states got much-awaited relief from intense heat wave on Monday. Scattered rains brought down temperatures at many places, including the national capital. However, there is no respite for the southern states. Scorching heat has already claimed over 2,200 lives, mostly in Andhra Pradesh and Telangana. Nearly 100 deaths have been recorded in Odisha and over 70 in Gujarat. The monsoon was expected to hit the Kerala coast by 30th of May, but weather officials say there is no hope of it before 4th or 5th of June. Worse, weathermen has forecast less than usual rainfall due to El Nino.
गर्म कम हो गया है क्योंकि मौसम विभाग ने पहले भी बताया था कि थंडरस्टॉर्म होंगे और बादल छा जाएंगे WD की वजह से और तापमान में गिरावट आ जाएगी, हीट वेव अवेट हो जाएगी, वही बिल्कुल हुआ है. वो मानसून में अब पॉजिटिव डेवलपमेंट हो गया है और 5 जून के आसपास मानसून आ जाएगा.
Heat wave continues unabated in Rajasthan as well, with parts of desert state recording temperatures of 44 degrees Celsius and above. Kota remained the hottest place, recording a maximum of 45 degrees Celsius. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
With that, let's get you some quick national news updates. Pakistan violated the ceasefire at 2 places in Jammu and Kashmir today. BSF troops also retaliated, but a BSF constable was injured following unprovoked outbursts of firing from the Pakistani side. 3 terrorists were killed in the infiltration attempt. A search operation is underway for a 4th militant who is believed to have escaped. The students' wing of the DMK along with other political outfits staged protests in front of IIT Madras on Monday over the alleged de-recognition of a student's body. Last week, IIT Madras temporarily de-recognized a student group for allegedly violating the institute's guidelines. DMK chief M. Karunanidhi on Sunday sought Prime Minister Narendra Modi's direct intervention for revocation of the order. The trial bus service on Kolkata-Dhaka-Agartala route started from Salt Lake International Bus Terminal in Kolkata this morning. A 10-member delegation led by the IG of West Bengal Police is travelling in the bus. Officials say the bus service will formally be regularised during Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit to Bangladesh on the 6th and 7th of June. Food Safety and Standards Authority of India is testing more samples of instant noodles, Maggi, collected from different states. A complete report on the test is expected in the next few days. Meanwhile, the government has said that brand ambassadors for Maggi will also be liable for action if advertisements are found to be misleading. This could potentially land actors Madhuri Dixit and Amitabh Bachchan in trouble. Our international news now. Amid rising US-China tensions in the South China Sea, the US and Vietnam have signed a military deal to strengthen ties. US Defense Secretary Ashton Carter, who's in Vietnam, renewed the call to end island building in the South China Sea. Carter is on an 11-day trip to the Asia-Pacific to focus on maritime security in the region in the backdrop of what's seen as China's aggressive posturing.
$18 million assistance to Vietnam to help procure Coast Guard patrol vessels. The first signal of a rising US-Vietnam military relationship. A pointer also at an effort to tilt the balance in the region. US Defense Secretary Ashton Carter, who is visiting the Asia-Pacific region, also took up Vietnam's intentions on island building in the South China Sea. Vietnam insists the move is not strategically motivated.
Các cái đảo nổi thì chúng tôi chỉ có kè lại xung quanh thôi để cho nó không bị xói lở, vì sóng có đánh cái năm này thì lở nó ở chỗ này thì nó lại bồi ở chỗ kia, thì chúng tôi kè kín nó lại để đảm bảo cho người dân cũng như là các cái lực lượng đóng quân quản lý trên đảo là có cuộc sống nó được an toàn.
Even as the US is amassing support among the Asian nations against Chinese ambitions in the South China Sea, China stands adamant on its stand that construction work on disputed islands is completely legal. A Chinese admiral even said that the country may add a defense zone over the disputed waters. For the US, the Chinese claims come as baying for a fight.
The United States opposes militarization and the creation of tensions in the South China Sea. Even though we are not a claimant to the South China Sea, we, like every other country in Asia and really around the world, have an interest in freedom of navigation, freedom of the seas, and peaceful resolution.
Ashton Carter is on an 11-day trip to Asia-Pacific region to focus on maritime security among the Asian nations amid concerns over China's massive island-building effort. Reports suggest that China has added 2,000 acres of land in about 18 months. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Meanwhile, in the US, after a tough show from the Republicans in the Senate, the House failed to extend the surveillance powers of the US security agency. The debate over the Patriot Act came with a deadlock, with the Republicans vigorously opposing the bill. The Senate is now considering a reformed bill that downgrades some of the powers of the NSA.
The deadlock over the US surveillance program Patriot Act persists as the Senate failed to reach a compromise. With no consensus on the deal even as the Senate crossed the midnight deadline, the US National Security Agency now loses its surveillance powers. This comes as a victory for the Republican senator and presidential hopeful Rand Paul, who lead the attempts to block the extension.
Tonight begins the process of ending bulk collection. The bill will ultimately pass. We always look for silver linings. I think the bill may be replacing one form of bulk collection with another, but the government, after this bill passes, will no longer collect your phone records.
196.
My concern is that the phone companies still may do the same thing.
But his tactics were not popular with his party members either. Senator John McCain accused him of jeopardizing national security in pursuit of his presidential ambitions. The White House, too, described it as an irresponsible lapse by the Senate.
We've got our law enforcement and national security teams and civil liberties proponents and advocates who say this is the right way to go. The only thing that's standing in the way is a handful of senators who are resisting these reforms, despite law enforcement and the IC saying, let's go ahead and get this done.
A final vote is expected sometime this week. If it finds support, NSA surveillance powers will be extended for 6 months while the new system gets up and running. Bureau Report for Rajya Sabha Television.
With that, let's get you some more international news in Global Buzz. The Iraqi Air Force carried out several airstrikes against Islamic State militants on Sunday. A video released by the ministry showed planes targeting a group believed to be of the IS, some houses and military vehicles. A press release by Iraq's Ministry of Defense indicated that the airstrikes damaged headquarters and equipment of the terror group. Beijing has now banned public smoking. A new law states anyone who violates the ban, which includes smoking near schools and hospitals, will now have to pay 200 yuan as fine. Smoking bans already existed in China but have largely failed to crack down on smoking at public places. US Secretary of State John Kerry is now in a stable condition after being injured in a bicycle accident in France. Kerry was transported in a helicopter to a hospital in Geneva where he was examined. The accident came the day after he met his Iranian counterpart Mohammad Javad Zarif in Geneva to try to overcome obstacles in negotiations on curbing Tehran's nuclear program. The solar-powered plane Solar Impulse 2 was forced to make an impromptu stop in Japan today due to bad weather. Solar Impulse 2 is en route from China to Hawaii in a bid to cross the Pacific Ocean. The plane took off early on Sunday for a 6-day, 6-night flight. The plane will wait for better conditions above the Pacific before continuing its flight to Hawaii. And now sports news, and after weeks of speculation, Sachin Tendulkar, Saurav Ganguly and VVS Lakshman have agreed to be on the BCCI's advisory committee. BCCI Secretary Anurag Thakur confirmed this today. However, it is still not clear whether they will start working with the team.
Former Indian captains Sachin Tendulkar, Saurav Ganguly and batsman VVS Lakshman joined the BCCI in a newly constituted advisory panel to guide the board in all matters related to the game. Spelling out their role in the committee, the BCCI said the three legends' guidance will be sought in preparing the national team for grueling overseas assignments, besides strengthening the domestic structure.
We would like to take their services to strengthen the domestic cricket and also to improve our overseas performance. Their role will be very important. They are very valuable. They are the legends of cricket, and I'm sure with their presence in the BCCI, especially as an advisory role, I think it's going to be very important for the BCCI.
With the Troikas roped in by the board, there is now a question mark over Ravi Shastri's role in the team. The former all-rounder was India's team director during the World Cup. However, it is still not clear if any of the three panelists will accompany the Indian team to the tour of Bangladesh. The team flies out to Dhaka from Kolkata on 7th of June. Bureau report to Rajya Sabha TV.
And that's all we have for you on the news at 6. Thanks so much for joining us.